Entire towns are vanishing in slow motion, schools are closing, homes are abandoned. Main streets are going dark. Across America, population loss isn't a future threat. It's already happening. These 12 towns are shrinking so fast that local governments are struggling just to keep the lights on. 12. Cairo, Illinois. Cairo should have been untouchable. Sitting at the meeting point of the Mississippi and Ohio rivers, it was once one of the most strategic towns in America. River trade, railroads, and commerce made it a regional powerhouse. Today, Cairo feels frozen in time. The population has collapsed from over 15,000 at its peak to just a few thousand residents. Entire neighborhoods are empty. Historic buildings sit boarded up, slowly decaying. Flood risks, job loss, and decades of disinvestment pushed residents out one by one. The infrastructure was built for a city that no longer exists, and maintaining it is becoming nearly impossible. 11. Beckley, West Virginia. Beckley rose on coal, and when coal declined, the town followed. As mining jobs disappeared, younger residents left in search of work. What remained was an aging population and a shrinking tax base. Businesses closed. Schools consolidated. Housing demand collapsed. The problem isn't just job loss, it's replacement. New industries never arrived at scale. Without them, population decline became a slow bleed instead of a sudden collapse. Beckley isn't empty yet, but it's getting quieter every year. 10. Danville, Illinois. Danville didn't implode, it eroded. Manufacturing jobs faded gradually. Retail followed. Young families left for larger cities, leaving behind older residents and vacant homes. Population decline happened slowly enough to avoid headlines, but fast enough to hollow the town out. Today, shrinking enrollment threatens schools. Aging infrastructure strains city budgets. And fewer residents mean fewer services, which accelerates the decline even further. Danville is a textbook example of how stagnation can be just as dangerous as sudden collapse. 9. Elmira, New York. Elmira sits far from New York City's wealth and growth. Once powered by manufacturing, the town never fully recovered after industrial decline. Harsh winters didn't help, neither did high property taxes. As jobs disappeared, residents moved south or west, leaving behind excess housing and underused infrastructure. The result is a town with solid bones, but fewer people every year to support them. Hospitals, schools, and services remain, but pressure is mounting as population continues to slide. Pine Bluff, Arkansas. Pine Bluff's population decline reflects a deeper southern problem. When major employers leave, nothing replaces them. Factories shut down. Military-related jobs shrank. Younger residents left for Little Rock, Dallas, or Houston. Crime concerns accelerated the exodus. What's left is a town with infrastructure designed for far more people than remain. Vacant homes multiply. Property values sink. And each year, it becomes harder to reverse the trend. 7. Clarksdale, Mississippi. Clarksdale is famous for its blues history, but cultural importance hasn't stopped population loss. Economic opportunities are limited. Healthcare access is strained. Younger residents leave as soon as they can. What remains is an aging population and shrinking workforce. The town isn't dying suddenly, it's thinning out. Each census tells the same story. Fewer residents, fewer resources, fewer reasons to stay. 6. Johnstown, Pennsylvania. Johnstown was built on steel. When steel left, the town never fully adapted. Floods damaged infrastructure. Manufacturing jobs vanished. Population decline followed quickly. What makes Johnstown alarming isn't just the loss, it's the lack of recovery. Decades later, the town still struggles to attract new industries or residents. Homes sit empty. Downtown foot traffic remains light, and the tax base keeps shrinking, limiting investment. 5. East St. Louis, Illinois. East St. Louis represents one of the most dramatic urban declines in America. Once thriving, it lost industry, investment, and residents at an astonishing pace. Population collapse happened faster than infrastructure could adjust. Entire blocks were abandoned. Crime, corruption, and economic isolation accelerated the shrinkage. Despite proximity to St. Louis, the town never benefited from regional growth. Today, East St. Louis operates like a city built for triple its current population. And that imbalance grows more severe each year. 4. Youngstown, Ohio. Youngstown didn't just lose jobs, it lost an identity. Steel mills closed, workers left. Generations of families moved away. Population dropped sharply and never recovered. While revitalization efforts exist, they haven't reversed the core issue. Fewer residents mean fewer businesses, fewer services, and fewer reasons for newcomers to arrive. Youngstown isn't empty, but compared to its past, the decline is stark and ongoing. 3. Flint, Michigan. Flint's population collapse began with industrial decline and worsened with crisis. Auto manufacturing jobs disappeared. Then came the water disaster, which shattered trust and accelerated outward migration. Families left, and many never returned. Even after infrastructure fixes, the damage was done. Population decline continues as residents seek stability elsewhere. Flint remains a powerful warning. Once confidence in a town is broken, recovery becomes painfully slow. 2. Gary, Indiana. Gary was once one of the most powerful industrial cities in the Midwest. Then the steel industry collapsed. Population loss followed at a staggering rate. Entire neighborhoods emptied. Tax revenue vanished. Services declined. The cycle fed itself year after year. Gary still has residents, but it operates at a fraction of its former size. The speed and scale of its shrinkage remain one of the most extreme examples in modern American history. 1. Detroit, Michigan. No American city defines population collapse like Detroit. At its peak, nearly 2 million people lived there. Today, fewer than half remain. The decline wasn't sudden. It was relentless. Auto industry contraction, suburban flight, economic mismanagement, and social unrest all played a role. Entire neighborhoods vanished. Schools closed. Infrastructure decayed. Detroit is rebuilding in parts. But the population loss was so massive that even recovery can't hide the scale of what was lost. Detroit isn't just shrinking, it's a case study in what happens when economic dependence, policy failure, and demographic shifts collide. Shrinking towns don't disappear overnight, they fade. Quietly, year by year. And once population decline reaches a tipping point, reversing it becomes almost impossible. These 12 towns aren't just statistics, they're warnings.